I told my son to move on after his brother took his wife. Now he's cut ties forever, and his final words were, "You didn't just lose a son. You lost the one who actually loved you." I haven't heard my son's voice in 7 years. 7 years of birthdays, holidays, family dinners. 7 years of looking at the same photo on the mantle, Owen at 23, arms slung around me after his college graduation, both of us grinning like idiots. That photo sits right next to the newer ones. Warren's wedding. Warren's kids. The grandchildren Owen doesn't know exist. And the grandchildren I'll never meet. I thought I was doing the right thing. That's what destroys me. I really believed I was being the reasonable one. The mature one. The parent who kept the family together. I was wrong. It started with a phone call. 7 years ago. Late on a Thursday night. I was grading essays in my office. I'm a guidance counselor at the local high school, have been for 26 years. Spent my entire career telling kids how to navigate problems, how to process hurt, how to make good decisions. You'd think that would have helped me with my own son. My phone lit up. Owen's name. "Hey, bud," I answered, setting down my red pen. "What's going on?" The sound that came through the line made my chest tighten. Owen was crying. Not the quiet kind. The kind where you're trying to hold it together and failing. "Dad." His voice cracked. Iris left me. I sat up straighter. Owen and Iris had been together for 3 years. Serious. The kind of serious where you start talking about the future without it feeling weird. She just. Out of nowhere. I came home from work and half her stuff was gone. She left a note saying she needed space, that she wasn't happy, that he broke off. I don't understand what happened. Everything was fine. We were fine. I shifted into counselor mode without even thinking about it. It's what I do. What I'm good at. "Owen, I know it hurts right now," I said, keeping my voice steady, calm. "But you're young. These things happen. Relationships run their course sometimes, even when we don't see it coming. You'll heal. You'll move on." Silence on the other end. Then, "Yeah. I guess." Something in his voice sounded off. Hollow. But I kept going. "Give it time. Don't make any big decisions right now. Just focus on yourself. You've got your job, your friends. You're going to be okay." "Right." He cleared his throat. "Okay. Thanks, Dad. You want to come over this weekend? Your mom will make that pot roast you like." "Maybe. I'll let you know." We hung up. I went back to grading essays. When I came to bed an hour later, my wife stirred. "Was that Owen?" "Yeah." Iris broke up with him. She propped herself up on one elbow. "Oh no. Is he okay?" "He will be," I said, pulling back the covers. "Just needs time. He's tough. He'll get through it." She nodded and we went to sleep. I remember feeling satisfied that night. Like I'd done the dad thing right. Given him space, solid advice, support without coddling him. Owen was 26. An adult. He'd had his heart broken. Welcome to life, kid. I didn't realize I was already starting to lose him. The next 2 weeks were normal. Work, dinner, the usual routine. Owen didn't call back, but I figured he was processing. Healing. Doing what people do after breakups, keeping busy, hanging out with friends, maybe going on a few rebounds. I'd been there. I understood. I didn't check in. Didn't want to crowd him. Then, 2 weeks to the day after Owen's call, my phone rang again. "Warren." My oldest. I answered while loading the dishwasher. "Hey, what's up?" "Dad." His voice had this quality to it. Nervous. Strained. "I need to tell you something. Before you hear it from someone else." I stopped, holding a plate suspended over the rack. "About Iris and me." My stomach dropped. Warren kept talking, words tumbling out faster. "Dad, I need you to understand. I didn't plan this. But Iris and we're together now." The plate slipped from my hand. Clattered into the sink but didn't break. "What?" "I know how this sounds." Warren was talking fast, like if he got it all out quick enough it would hurt less. "But it just happened, Dad. After she left Owen. We ran into each other at that coffee shop on Madison, you know the one, and we just started talking. She was upset, I was checking in as a friend, and we kept meeting up and I don't know. It just happened. My brain couldn't process it. Warren and Iris. My oldest son and my youngest son's ex-girlfriend. The girlfriend who'd left Owen crying on the phone 2 weeks ago. "Warren, are you?" I tried to find words. "Are you serious right now?" "I wouldn't be calling if I wasn't." His voice cracked. "Dad, I need you to understand. I didn't plan this. I swear to God I didn't. But I can't help how I feel. I really care about her. I gripped the edge of the counter. Something felt wrong. Very wrong. But Warren kept talking and part of me wanted to believe him. I love her, Dad. I know that sounds crazy, but I do. And she feels the same way. We didn't want it to happen like this. We tried to fight it, but does Owen know? Silence. Does Owen know? I repeated. Not from me, Warren said quietly. I think Iris might have talked to him. I don't know. That's between them. Red flags were waving in my head, but Warren sounded so genuine. So torn up about it. Warren, this is. Owen's your brother. You don't think this is going to hurt him? Of course it's going to hurt him. You think I don't know that? You think I wanted this? His voice rose, defensive. But what am I supposed to do? Ignore my feelings? We're all adults here, Dad. These things are complicated. And there it was. The permission he was asking for. The blessing he was looking for. I should have said no. Should have told him to pump the brakes, to give Owen time, to think about what the hell he was doing. Should have asked more questions. Should have pushed. But I didn't. I'm not going to tell you what to do, I heard myself say. It's your life. The relief in Warren's voice was instant. Thank you. God, thank you. I was so worried I just needed you to know I didn't plan this. That I'm not trying to hurt anyone. I know, son, you're the best, Dad. Seriously. I'll call you later, okay? He hung up before I could respond. I stood in the kitchen, staring at my phone, while the dishwasher hummed next to me. The plate I dropped sat in the sink at an odd angle. My wife walked in. Who was that? Warren, everything okay? I turned to look at her. He's dating Iris now. Owen's Iris. Her face went pale. What? He says it just happened. After she left Owen. They ran into each other and I trailed off. My God. She sat down at the kitchen table. Does Owen know? I don't know. Should we call him? I dried my hands on a dish towel, thinking. And say what? It's not our business. We can't control what happens between them. They're adults. She looked at me like she wanted to argue. But she didn't. I was being neutral, I told her. Told myself. Keeping the family from falling apart. But even as I said it, something nagged at me. Warren's voice. The way he'd rushed through the explanation. The guilty edge to every word. I didn't ask questions though. Didn't push. I wanted to believe it was innocent. That it really had just happened after. That nobody had done anything wrong. That we could all move forward from this like reasonable adults. Over the next few days, I didn't call Owen. Figured if he needed to talk, he'd reach out. Maybe Warren had already smoothed things over with him. Maybe it wasn't as bad as it seemed. Maybe I was worrying over nothing. A week passed. Then another. Then, on a Tuesday evening while I was making dinner, my phone rang. Owen. I stared at his name on the screen. My thumb hovered over the answer button. Just for a second, I hesitated. That hesitation cost me everything. I answered. Owen, hey. The silence on the other end stretched too long. Then his voice came through, and it wasn't the broken sound from 2 weeks ago. It was something worse. Flat. Cold. Warren called you. Not a question. A statement. Yes. More silence. I could hear him breathing. And? I gripped the phone tighter. Owen, I know this is complicated. Complicated. He repeated the word like it tasted wrong. Is that what you're going with? I'm just saying that. Look, I don't know all the details, but Warren said, do you understand what they did? The question hung in the air. Direct. Simple. But I didn't know how to answer it. Owen, I know you're hurt. Do you understand what they did, Dad? Something in his voice made my stomach twist. Not anger. Worse than anger. Disappointment. Warren told me they started seeing each other after Iris left. That it just happened when they. And you believe that. I'm trying not to take sides here. You're both my sons. I can't just. I'm not asking you to take sides. His voice was so quiet now. I'm asking if you understand. I stood there in my kitchen, spatula still in my hand, and I fumbled. Owen, I can't control what Warren does. I can't control how Iris feels. These things happen in people. They make choices and sometimes those choices hurt other people, but we have to find a way to move forward as a family. So that's your answer. The finality in those 4 words hit me like a truck. Owen, wait, I'm just trying to say that everyone needs time too. Okay, That one word. The way he said it. Like a door closing. Owen. I need to go. Son, let's talk about this. Let's figure out. Click. The line went dead. I pulled the phone from my ear and stared at it. Called him right back. Straight to voicemail. Owen, it's Dad. Call me back. Please. Let's talk. I tried again an hour later. Voicemail. The next morning, I called from my office at school between meetings. Still voicemail. That afternoon, I tried again. The number you have dialed is no longer in service. I stood in the middle of the teacher's lounge, phone pressed to my ear, listening to the automated message repeat. He'd disconnected his number. Just like that, my wife found me that evening sitting on the couch, staring at nothing. Have you heard from Owen? She asked. He changed his number. She sank down next to me. What? I called him yesterday. We talked. He was upset. I tried calling back and he disconnected it. What did you say to him? I replayed the conversation in my head. I told him I wasn't taking sides. That I couldn't control Warren's choices. That we needed to move forward as a family. She closed her eyes. Oh, honey. What? What was I supposed to say? She didn't answer. 3 days later, I was at my desk at school when my phone buzzed with a text from an unknown number. I opened it. You didn't just lose a son. You lost the one who actually loved you. My hands went numb. I tried to reply. Just typed Owen? And hit send. The message turned green. Not delivered. I called the number. The subscriber you're trying to reach has blocked your number. I sat there for 20 minutes, staring at those words on my screen. Read them over and over until they blurred. My department chair knocked on my door. You okay? You missed the staff meeting. Fine, I said automatically. Just dealing with something. That night I told myself he just needed space. That he was angry and he'd calm down. That we'd talk this through eventually. Brothers fight. Families have rough patches. This would blow over. Days turned into weeks. I didn't call Warren. Didn't want to make things worse. Figured Owen would reach out when he was ready. Week 3, my wife asked if I'd heard anything. Not yet, I said. He'll come around. Week 4, she said, maybe we should try to find him. Go to his apartment. And do what? Force him to talk to us? He's an adult. He'll reach out when he's ready, but something was nagging at me. A feeling I couldn't shake. Week 5, I drove by Owen's apartment building. Just to see. Just to know he was okay. There was a different car in his assigned spot. I walked up to his unit and knocked. A woman in her 30s answered. Can I help you? I'm looking for Owen. He lives here. She shook her head. No, I just moved in 3 weeks ago. Place was vacant when I signed the lease. My throat went dry. Are you sure? Positive. The landlord said the previous tenant broke his lease early. I got back in my car and called Owen's work. The landscaping company where he'd been working for 2 years. This is Owen's father. Is he working today? The receptionist paused. Sir, Owen doesn't work here anymore. He gave notice about a month ago. Said he was relocating. Relocating where? He didn't say. I'm sorry. I sat in the parking lot of Owen's old apartment building, hands shaking on the steering wheel. And just like that, I realized, Owen was gone. I didn't tell Warren that Owen was gone. Not at first. Part of me still believed he'd show up. That this was temporary. That any day I'd get a call or a text saying he'd cooled off and we could talk. But days became weeks. Weeks became months. And Warren called to say he and Iris were making it official. We're together, he said, like I didn't already know. For real. I wanted you to hear it from me. Okay, I said, you're okay with it? What was I supposed to say? Owen was gone. Warren was here. Yeah. I'm okay with it. 3 months after Owen disappeared, Warren brought Iris to Sunday dinner. I opened the door and there she was. Same strawberry blonde hair. Same shy smile. The woman Owen had been planning a future with, standing on my doorstep holding Warren's hand. Hi, Mr. Hayes, she said softly. Thank you for having me. My wife appeared behind me, face tight. Come in. We sat at the dinner table, the 4 of us. The 5th chair sat empty. It always did now. Nobody mentioned it. Iris complimented the pot roast. Warren told a story about work. My wife picked at her food. I nodded along, made appropriate sounds, pretended this was normal. When they left, my wife and I cleaned up in silence. Are we really doing this? She finally asked. Doing what? Pretending this is okay. I dried a plate carefully. What else are we supposed to do? She didn't answer. Warren stayed. Iris became family. Thanksgiving that year felt wrong. I set 5 places out of habit, then stared at the extra setting for a full minute before removing it. 4 of us around the table. Turkey. Stuffing. The usual spread. Warren said grace. Thanked God for family, for health, for love. I looked at the empty space where Owen used to sit and felt something crack in my chest, but I smiled. Passed the mashed potatoes. Made small talk. I tried to tell myself it was okay. 6 months later, Warren called with news. Dad, we're engaged. My wife took the phone from me when I didn't respond fast enough. That's wonderful, honey. Congratulations. After she hung up, she looked at me. We should try to find Owen. Tell him. How? I asked. We don't know where he is. We could hire someone. A private investigator or, if he wanted us to know where he was, he would have left a way to contact him. She stared at me for a long moment. Then she walked away. We didn't look for him. The wedding was small. Iris's mother and a few friends. Warren's co-workers. Us. Iris's father had died when she was 17. Warren asked if I'd walk her down the aisle. I said yes. The day of the wedding, I stood in the back of that little chapel with Iris on my arm. She looked beautiful. Nervous. Happy. Thank you for this, she whispered. It means everything. Every step toward Warren felt like betrayal. Like I was giving away something that wasn't mine to give, but I smiled. Placed her hand in Warren's. Took my seat next to my wife. During the reception, Warren's college roommate came up to me at the bar. Great wedding, he said. Hey, I thought you had 2 sons? My throat went tight. I do. Where's the other one? Couldn't make it? No, I said. He couldn't make it. The lie came easier than the truth. 2 years in, Iris got pregnant. Warren called us over to tell us in person. They had the ultrasound photos spread out on their coffee table. We're having a boy, Warren said, grinning. My wife cried. Happy tears, I think. Or maybe not. I couldn't tell anymore. I held that ultrasound photo and thought, Owen should be here. Owen should be an uncle, but I pushed it down. Smiled. Congratulated them. 7 months later, I held my grandson for the first time. Zachary. Named after my father. He had Warren's eyes. Iris's nose. 10 tiny fingers that wrapped around mine. He's perfect, I said. And he was, but every time I looked at him, I thought about the uncle he'd never know. The son who should have been there in the waiting room. Who should have been arguing with Warren about whether 7 pounds 6 ounces was really that big. The silence where Owen should have been got louder. Holidays came and went. Birthdays. Anniversaries. The empty chair became normal. We stopped mentioning it. Stopped wondering out loud. My wife pulled away from Warren bit by bit. Still came to dinners, still babysat Zachary, but something had shifted in her. She'd look at Iris sometimes with this expression I couldn't read. Year 4, she moved into the guest room. Said she was sleeping better alone. We both knew that wasn't it. Year 5. My father died. 83 years old. Heart attack. Quick. Peaceful, the doctors said. He'd raised both my boys. Taught them to fish, to change oil, to throw a curveball. They'd loved him. The funeral was packed. Dad had been a beloved high school football coach for 40 years. I stood at the front of the church, giving the eulogy, and my eyes kept drifting to the back doors. Waiting. Hoping. The service ended. We moved to the cemetery. Folded flag. 21 gun salute. All of it. Owen never came. At the reception after, Warren found me staring out the window. You okay, Dad? Yeah, I thought. He hesitated. I thought maybe Owen would show up today. It was the first time either of us had said his name in months. Me too, I admitted. Warren shifted his weight. Do you ever wonder where he is? I looked at my oldest son. Really looked at him. He'd put on weight. Had lines around his eyes. A good life. A wife. A son. Everything. Sometimes, I lied. Truth was, I thought about it every single day. You think he's okay? Warren asked. Before I could answer, someone called Warren over. He squeezed my shoulder and walked away. I turned back to the window. That night, alone in my home office, I did something I'd resisted for 5 years. I opened Facebook. Created a fake account. Started searching. It took 2 hours of clicking through mutual friends, old coworkers, distant relatives before I found it. A public post from a second cousin I barely remembered. Photo from someone's birthday party. And there, tagged in the group shot, was Owen. He looked healthy. That was the first thing I noticed. Owen had always been lean, but in this photo he'd filled out. Looked strong. He was laughing at something, arm around a guy I didn't recognize, beer in hand. Surrounded by people at someone's backyard barbecue. I zoomed in on his face. Searching for, I don't know. Pain? Anger? Some sign that he was suffering the way I'd imagined he must be. There was nothing. Just genuine joy. The caption on the post read, "Best friend's birthday. Couldn't celebrate with better people." Owen had commented, "Love you guys. My real family right here." Red heart emoji. My real family. I stared at those 3 words until they blurred. I clicked on his profile. Private. But I could see his profile picture. Him with a woman. Dark hair. Pretty smile. Her arms around his neck. Both of them grinning at the camera. I sat in that office until 3 in the morning, clicking through every public post I could find that mentioned him. Piecing together fragments of a life I wasn't part of. Owen had become a physical therapist. Worked at a clinic 2 states over. Had a whole friend group. Went hiking on weekends. Played in a recreational soccer league. He'd built an entire life. Without us. I didn't tell my wife what I'd found. Year 6 arrived quietly. Warren and Iris had a second baby. A daughter they named Harper. Sunday dinners continued. Every week. Iris would bring the kids. Zachary was 3 now, running around, asking questions about everything. Harper was still an infant. I'd hold her and think about Owen. Wonder if he'd ever have kids. If I'd ever know about it. We never mentioned him anymore. His name had become something we stepped around, like a hole in the floor we'd all learned to avoid. My wife barely spoke to Warren now. She'd show up, hold the babies, help clean up, then leave. In the car ride home, she'd stare out the window in silence. One night, after a particularly quiet dinner, she finally spoke. "Do you think we did the right thing?" I was brushing my teeth. "What do you mean, with Owen?" "With all of it." I spit into the sink. "What were we supposed to do?" She stood in the doorway, arms crossed. "We were supposed to choose him." "I didn't choose anyone. I stayed neutral." "Exactly." Her voice cracked. "We stayed neutral while our son was betrayed. While Warren," she stopped. Shook her head. "Never mind." "While Warren what?" She looked at me with something like pity. "You really still don't see it, do you?" I didn't answer. She walked away. I stood there in the bathroom, staring at my own reflection, and for the first time I let myself ask the question I'd been avoiding for 6 years. What if Owen had been telling the truth? What if it hadn't just happened after? What if I'd chosen wrong? But the thought was too big. Too painful. I pushed it down. Year 7. I was scrolling through Facebook on a Sunday afternoon, my fake account I'd never deleted, when I saw it. A public post from one of Owen's friends. A woman named Kennedy. The same woman from his profile picture. She'd posted a photo. Owen sitting on a couch, holding 2 identical baby girls. Newborns. Maybe a few weeks old. The caption read, "Uncle Duties with his favorite girls." Though let's be honest, he's already wrapped around their tiny fingers. Smiley face emoji. I read it 3 times. Uncle Duties. His favorite girls. The comments below were full of people gushing. "They're beautiful. You're such a natural. Best uncle ever." I zoomed in on Owen's face. That same expression of pure joy I'd seen in the barbecue photo. But softer now. Tender. Wait. I clicked on Kennedy's profile. Public. Thank God. Scrolled down. More photos. The babies. The babies everywhere. Captions about sleepless nights and double feedings and how exhausted she was. But no mention of their father. No photos of anyone else holding them. My hands started shaking. I scrolled further back. Found a post from 7 months ago. Kennedy with a visible baby bump. Caption, 20 weeks with these little surprises. Can't wait to meet you both. Growing heart emoji, growing heart emoji. Below it, a comment from Owen. You're going to be an amazing mom. So proud of you. Not we. You. I kept scrolling. Going back further. Found an engagement announcement from a year and a half ago. Photo of Owen down on one knee. Kennedy crying. Her hand covering her mouth. Caption, I said yes to forever with this man. Ring emoji, red heart emoji. Owen's comment, luckiest guy alive. The comments on that post were full of congratulations. Friends celebrating. And at the bottom, one comment from someone named Derek. Bro, you found your person. So happy you get to start your family. You deserve this. Your family. I clicked back to the baby photos. Looked at them again. Really looked. Those weren't someone else's babies. Those were Owen's daughters. My granddaughters. I zoomed in on one photo. The girls were maybe 2 weeks old. One wearing a tiny pink hat, the other in yellow. Both impossibly small in Owen's arms. Another photo. Owen and Kennedy in a hospital room. Her exhausted but glowing. Him kissing her forehead. Both babies swaddled between them. I found their names in the comments. Vera and Quinn. Vera and Quinn, my granddaughters. Born 3 months ago. And I'd had no idea. I sat in my office, staring at those photos, and something inside me finally, completely shattered. Owen had gotten married. Had twin daughters. Built this beautiful life. And he'd made sure I'd never be part of it. The babies were 3 months old now. Maybe older, depending on when the photos were posted. 3 months of their lives. Gone. All of it. First smiles. First bath. Coming home from the hospital. All of it had happened without me ever knowing they existed. I clicked through every photo. Memorized their faces. Vera had Owen's eyes. Quinn had his smile. My grandchildren, who would never know I existed, because their father made sure of it. I closed the laptop. Sat in the dark. And for the first time in 7 years, I let myself feel the full weight of what I'd done. I didn't just lose a son, I lost everything. 7 years. It's been 7 years since I heard my son's voice, and I'm sitting at Thanksgiving dinner watching Warren's kids fight over who gets the bigger piece of pumpkin pie. Zachary is 7 now. Harper is 4. They're good kids. Smart. Funny. They call me Grandpa and climb on my lap and ask me to read them stories. They don't know they have an uncle. Iris is in the kitchen with my wife, doing dishes. Warren is on the couch, half asleep after too much turkey. The football game plays on TV that nobody's watching. This is my family now. This is what I chose. Except I'm realizing, 7 years too late, that I didn't choose this. I just let it happen. I've spent the last few months piecing together Owen's life through social media. Through public posts and tagged photos and comments from his friends. He's a physical therapist. Has his own practice now. Successful. His patients love him. He married Kennedy 2 years ago. Small ceremony from what I could tell. His friends were there. People who showed up for him. We weren't invited. Didn't even know it happened until I found the photos. The twins are 6 months old now. Vera and Quinn. I've watched them grow through strangers' Facebook posts. First smile. First time holding their heads up. First solid foods. All of it happened without us. Owen rebuilt his entire life. Happy. Stable. Complete. Without a single piece of his original family in it. And I get it now. I finally get it. Warren comes into the kitchen. Dad, you okay? You've been quiet all day. I look up at him. My oldest son. The one who stayed. Do you ever think about your brother? The room goes still. My wife stops washing dishes. Iris freezes. Warren shifts uncomfortably. Sometimes. But he made his choice, Dad. Something in me snaps. Not anger. Just clarity. No, I say quietly. I made his choice for him. Warren frowns. What? When you called me that night. When you told me about you and Iris. I should have asked questions. Should have pushed. Should have protected him. Dad, did you cheat on his girlfriend while they were together? The silence is deafening. Warren's face goes pale. Iris stares at her feet. It wasn't that simple, Warren finally says. It's a yes or no question. He doesn't answer. That's answer enough. I chose to protect your comfort over his pain, I say. I chose peace over truth. And I lost him because of it. My wife's hands are shaking on the dish towel. She's crying silently. Warren tries again. Dad, that was 7 years ago. He's moved on. We've all moved on. No, I say. He moved on. We just stayed the same. I stand up. Walk to the window. Warren's kids are playing in the yard now, Zachary pushing Harper on the swing. He has 2 daughters, I say. Did you know that? Warren's quiet. No, twins. Vera and Quinn. 6 months old. I'll never meet them. They'll never know I exist. My voice cracks. He made sure of that. My wife comes to stand beside me. First time we've been this close in months. He was right, wasn't he? She whispers. What he said in that text. I nod. I didn't just lose a son. I lost the one who actually loved me. Warren tries to defend himself. Make excuses. But I'm not listening anymore, because I'm thinking about Owen. About that phone call 7 years ago when he asked me a simple question, do you understand what they did? And I didn't answer. Not really. I chose neutrality. I chose comfort. I chose to keep the family together by sacrificing the one person who needed me most. Owen didn't scream at me. Didn't beg me to choose him. Didn't give me ultimatums or throw tantrums. He just closed the door. And never looked back. Not to hurt me. Not to punish me, but to heal himself, because staying meant watching his father choose his betrayer. Staying meant pretending betrayal was complicated. Staying meant dying slowly while everyone around him chose comfort over truth. So he left. And he built something better. Something real. With people who showed up for him. Who chose him. Who loved him the way he deserved. That's what haunts me most. He didn't think I was worth fighting for. And he was right not to. Later that night, alone in my office, I pull up those photos again. Owen holding his daughters. Kennedy beside him. All of them smiling. They look happy. Really, truly happy. There's a photo Kennedy posted last week. Owen on the floor with both girls on his chest, all three of them napping. The caption, my whole world, red heart emoji. Comments full of heart emojis. Friends saying best dad ever and those girls are so lucky. I zoom in on Owen's sleeping face. Peaceful. Content, he got everything he deserved. Just not from us. I close the laptop. Sit in the dark. And I understand now, really understand, that this is my punishment. Not his anger. Not his hatred. His absence, the empty chair at Thanksgiving. The weddings I wasn't invited to. The granddaughters I'll never hold. The son who rebuilt his life from scratch and never once looked back. Every holiday that comes without him. Every milestone he hits that I'll never know about. Every moment of joy in his life that I'm not part of. That's what I have to live with. Warren and Iris are still here. Still coming to Sunday dinners. Still bringing their kids over. Still acting like we're one big happy family. And I have to sit with them. Week after week. Year after year. Looking at the life I kept while I lost the life that mattered. My wife filed for divorce last month. Said she can't do it anymore. Can't sit at that table and pretend. I didn't fight her on it. I'm selling the house. Too many ghosts. Too many memories of a son who doesn't exist to this family anymore. But who exists very much in the world. Thriving. Loving. Being loved. Just not by us. I have one photo of Owen I keep. Him at 16, baseball uniform, arm around me after a championship game. Both of us grinning. I talk to it sometimes. Like he can hear me. I understand now what you did, I whisper to the photo. You didn't leave to hurt me. You left because staying was destroying you. And I couldn't even see it. My voice breaks. You were right, son. I did lose you. And that's on me. All of it. I touch his face in the photo. Frozen at 16. Before everything fell apart. But you know what haunts me most? You didn't scream. You didn't beg me to choose you. You just closed the door. And that's how I know I failed you completely. You didn't think I was worth fighting for. And I wasn't. I set the photo down. Turn off the light. Tomorrow is Thanksgiving again. Year 8. Warren will bring his family. The kids will ask me to play. Iris will help in the kitchen. And Owen's chair will sit empty. The silence where his laugh should be. The stories he should be telling. The uncle his daughters will never know. The son who simply closed the door and never looked back. That's my life now. Not rage. Not revenge. Just absence. And I have to live with that. Forever. Thank you so much for watching until the end. If you really like our videos, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Have a great day.